Well, I guess WWE has a plan, and that plan is to suck ass. Man, I don't know what I'm gonna rage tonight. I'm pissed. Everything came true. So let me get this straight, and it was further cemented for me tonight. Even further was the envelope pushed. Even more clarification tonight. The fans don't give a shit about Dave Batista. Nobody wants Batista to be in this match. So let me get this straight, WWE. Your plan is to put Randy Orton and make him this asshole heel guy with the titles in a match against another guy that everybody's booing. So we're going to go heel versus basically heel in this match at WrestleMania. We're going to take away Daniel Bryan's Royal Rumble opportunity and just throw that out the window, not even have that happen. Then we're going to go ahead and have a guy who sucks continue to contain. The only thing good about tonight is the fact that I called the whole thing and everything I said was right. That's about it. On the phone now, I don't know where Chris Tosevich is, so I'm taking a call from one of my buddies, Scott Padgington. What's up, dude?
Hello?
Yeah, I put you on because you're sexy.
Who is this?
It's Dan. Who do you think it is?
Did the Undertaker win?
All right, I'm hanging up on you. Chris Tosevich, what's up? So we're going to have a heel versus a heel at WrestleMania. How do you feel about that?
I don't give a shit, to be honest with you.
I mean, I can't wait to see Randy Orton, who nobody likes, and he's the bad guy, and he has a lot of heat, go up against the guy that everybody boos and is bored by.
This is going to be Brock Lesnar Goldberg all over again.
This is worse than that. I mean, I think, right? I mean, again, this is dumb. This is what it is. I mean, there's nothing else to say, but this is dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus Kane at WrestleMania?
I guess so. Our biggest fear. The months ago, we were saying, let's hope it doesn't come to that, and here we are.
What? How can anybody justify this? I mean, granted, we all said Batista versus Orton at WrestleMania months ago before anybody won the Rumble, before anybody won anything. I think it's going to be Randy Orton, Batista, WrestleMania. But little did we know it was going to be the two of them against each other for the belt. And they were going to win the two prominent pay-per-view matches they needed to. And
we still could see Daniel Bryan beat Kane on a Raw and then get Triple H at WrestleMania. That's still
I don't want to see any of that. I'm just angry by the whole damn thing. It doesn't matter. Like, I am legitimately angry. Like, I almost don't want to buy the stupid WWE shit tomorrow because of how dumb this is. Like, what are they, stupid? I mean, really, WWE is fucking stupid.
They're planning something, because did you notice all the shots of the crowd that they chose at the end tonight?
I did notice that, and it is weird that they're
acknowledging it.
Yeah, but it's starting to get a little scary for me. I know the Dawn wants to get in on this, but I'm going to take the 951 first. What's up?
Man, this is bullshit. Daniel Bryan should have won with Raymond and Commando, and I'm so disappointed in this thing. I ain't going to pay for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, man, I don't blame you. I'm mad, too, and I don't care if they're setting it up or not. How much time is left for them to set this crap up? You know what I mean? There's no... This was a triple threat at WrestleMania with Batista, Randy Orton, and Daniel Bryan. Here's the thing. That will work in the way that you got two basically heels against Bryan at this time.
But then we don't get the Shield triple threat match, is the rumor, if that happens, because they don't want two triple threat matches. But we lose out on a great match simply because they booked things terribly.
But then we don't get the... we also don't get, I don't think, a good match, because I think that Orton and Batista suck even if Bryan's in the match, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So aggravating.
And I hate triple threats for the title belt too. I hate that.
And can we mention that this is yet another match where it's supposed to be in a big cage so that they can prevent interference. That's specifically why they choose this type of gimmick. Yet 4 people fucking interfered.
And yet we all knew what was going to happen.
Yep.
Last week, goddamn months ago, we said, well, the Wyatts will attack Cena so Cena can have his match against Bray. And then I thought Kane would come out of the ring or something. But then I was like, well, he could always just come down to the ring. But I thought maybe Kane would come from out of the ring, which would be kind of weird. But what he did made more sense, I guess. And they'll try to play it off like, oh, he attacked Kane first and all that crap.
I don't even care, though.
All right. Well, I'm pissed.
Well, we're all pissed, including the
Yeah.
WWF got quiet at the end of the fight because nobody wants to see that shit.
That was dumb. Let's try Scott again. Let's see if he's got anything now. What's up, Scott?
Listen, guy, I got you the best voicemails right now.
Yeah.
And Gooey wants to say hi to you.
Gooey B. Oh, my.
Gooey B's in the house, dude.
He's alive. We've been looking for Gooey B for a while. I've been playing.
Yeah, well, you know what? You didn't come to the right person. That's the problem.
Okay.
I've asked you a couple of times where's Gooey. You always say I don't know, guy.
All right, hold on. Just wants to say hi to you.
Hey.
Hello?
What's up, Gooey? What's going on, man?
Who's this?
This is Joe Cronin.
And Chris Tosevich.
I know Chris Dostovich. Who's Joe Cronin?
I don't get time for this. I hung up on him. I don't think they know that we were doing a real show. I think they think we're fucking jerking ourselves off. Anyway. What the hell was I saying? So, let's review this whole pay-per-view. Other than the fact that I just want to reiterate again, we have a guy right now who is unwanted by the WWE Universe, who got booed tonight. A Bootista chant, going up against a heel that everyone's mad at. Jacker, you're on with us now too. We're gonna have a lot of calls tonight. What's going on?
Joe. So it was pretty predictable on the fact that like Randy Orton was gonna win. Like the only like fishy thing that Chris said was the part of the Wyatts. Yeah. But I gotta say, I thought when the Wyatts came out, the Shield were also gonna probably come out for like revenge. Like that's what I thought.
Well, I didn't know if that was gonna happen. I knew the Wyatts are coming out for months, so I mean that.
Or
was stupid.
Lesnar, dude? He was down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew he wasn't coming out pretty much either.
As soon as JBL mentioned that the fans were chanting for him, or Lawler, whoever mentioned it, I knew he wasn't coming in.
Yeah, like all right, he's not coming.
But at least they cheered for Del Rio. I mean, like, yeah,
that was great.
That was funny.
Yeah. What up, Joe?
What's up? This is the Don with us here. What's going on, man?
Not much. The Wyatts and the Shield had the best match of the night.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was great stuff. That was the only positive to take on it tonight.
That was a great match.
It was an excellent match.
Especially with Luke Harper and the other guy. They threw Seth Rollins through the table.
And let's bring out the Axe to come out with Curtis Axel so they can lose for some reason.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck was the point in that?
It seems like the Spanish announcer, the table always gets destroyed.
Well, that's been going on for like 15 years.
Yeah. That's true. So, do you think Jaron's gonna come back?
I don't know. I'd like to hear from Jaron tonight, but I don't think I think he's dead. No, I don't think he's gonna come back. Or at least right now, I think he's in high school. You know what I mean? I used to have these type of things happen to me. I'm just so damn busy. I literally don't have time. I barely even talk to Chris. We're just like, let's go, and we just do things. And, and that's it.
I saw that video. I commented on him, like, come back to the show.
Yeah.
If he doesn't come back, then we would like to wish him the best in all of his future endeavors.
Joe, I gotta say thanks for the website thing, and also on the fact, like everyone, you said, I think both of you guys are saying that Daniel Bryan's gonna verse against Triple H, but it seems like he has this whole conflict against Kane. Like, I don't know how it's gonna get with Triple H. Like, is Triple H just gonna come out with Kane, or like, I don't know.
Either
what
way,
I'm seeing is like it's gonna be Daniel Bryan versus Kane at WrestleMania. I don't know.
Either way, it's dumb. And if it's
how bad that would seem, but I'm just saying that.
I'm mad again that the fans didn't throw stuff in the ring. I got to be honest.
Well, there was a chamber.
I don't care if there's a chamber.
I had a feeling that Punk was gonna come out like to surprise everybody tonight at the end of the match.
Bad News Barrett should have come out to Cult of Personality.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Bad News Barrett should have got somebody to fix his fucking lift there.
That was funny.
Michigan, the poorest state in the world.
Or maybe he might come out tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys. The Dawn, you call back later if you want. I'm gonna pick up some more stuff. What do you think? You think the pay-per-view sucked? Did you buy it? I mean, I don't know.
I didn't buy it, but I just watched it on Ustream because somebody was recording it.
Oh, I got you. Well, somebody's gonna get banned too, whoever that was.
yeah, but I thought it was pretty good. I'll give it a 7.
This is another one of those things where I thought the pay-per-view was good, but the thing is, at the end, the ending it's just so baffling to me what they're doing.
Yeah, but the Shield versus the White match saved it.
Well,
that's pretty much that saved it for me.
I don't know. It made it a pay-per-view for me. If that didn't happen, this really would have been god-awful. But all right, there goes the Dawn. We'll get him back if we can at some point. Bad News Barrett was funny, but go figure. On the night he decides to come out after like every match, almost his damn thing breaks. I mean, like what every other time it works. It would have been
funnier if he got stuck up.
Yeah, that would. I've got some. It would look dumb though. I've got some bad news for you. You're all gonna have to.
Remainder of the evening.
You're gonna have to look at my skirt all night. Big E versus Swagger was good. That match was pretty good. I would say that's another one of those situations where I'd give that like a 3.5 star match. It could have been a 4-star, but I mean it was a 3.5 star match. The crowd made it even better. The crowd built up. They really made the crowd get more and more into it, continuing as the match continued, which is what you want, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And worst match of the night was probably the Divas match. I would think.
Yeah, Cameron's not that great. She's still really green, and it shows.
Yeah, it was like, here comes the substitute. And then
I liked AJ's rhyme that she said. I forget what it was about Naomi. Naomi would have been a nice change of pace, but she had to go and break her face.
Yeah, that was funny. But you know what's not funny? And I want to thank you guys for watching us on youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. If you don't know about us, go over there and subscribe. We talked to DDP the other night, and he talked about how he thinks Daniel Bryan is the most over superstar maybe ever. And this is what he said.
Are you watching? I mean, you don't have a lot of time to do much.
So Diamond Dallas Page with us.
Everything you're doing. But do you ever stop and watch? Do you watch Raw here or there?
I will watch. One of my favorite moments was a few weeks back.
Yep.
When the world got to see how over friggin' Daniel Bryan is.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing he did with Ray Wyatt and that kid. Yep. I love that kid.
Right.
I mean, from what I understand, and I haven't talked to Daniel yet, but from what I understand, he was legitimately didn't even remember anything after the suplex, and and I've been there where you're moving on instinct because you don't remember anything because you've been knocked out.
Right.
Yeah, I've probably been knocked out 20 times, and I've knocked at least 20 guys out. You know?
Wow.
It's just part of what happens sometimes. That tornado clothesline.
Yeah.
You know, when I come through that, man, if you don't take your own bump, you're screwed.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, it's like, get out of the way because I'm coming.
Hope it hits you in the sternum, I guess.
Yeah, well, hope you just friggin' take your own bump because if you don't, get out of there fast. But Bray, I don't know if he knew Daniel was out of it or whatever, but he did what we call the Shakespeare in the middle of the ring while Daniel was just looking at him with that look, and the build-up that they built up out there to his big-ass comeback and then doing the slow yes.
Right.
And the whole crowd waiting for him.
Yep.
Yes. And then climbed to the top and did it again, and you could see it there. that's as over as my brother Stone Cold Steve Austin or me or Hulk or anybody's ever been. I think more.
Wow. I think more. Look at DDP plugging Daniel Bryan. So for WWE not to know this, I mean, they're trolling us, I feel like. Somebody's trolling. It can't be real that this is going on. 216, what's going on?
Hey, Joe, how you doing? It's Liquid Matt.
Liquid, what's up, man? How's it going?
All right. Joe, let me ask you something. Why should I even bother giving the WWE any money now for their network or anything else? I mean, what have they done to earn it? All they do is spit in the face of everybody who follows their product. They know what we want. I mean, okay, here's the thing. I'm still at TikTok. It's been reported up and down the dirt sheets for weeks that this is going to happen, that Kane was going to interfere and cost Daniel Bryan a match. That, it was going to be
right.
Daniel Bryan and Kane at WrestleMania because Punk's not around anymore, blah, 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 blah. Where are the swerves now? For years, every time stuff gets leaked, the WWE changes things on the fly, they do a swerve, and they go a different way. Now, more than ever, it's going to swerve would have been nice. And I understand what they're trying to do. Maybe they're going to fix this between now and WrestleMania 6 weeks from now, to the point where Daniel Bryan will be in the main event and he'll win the title at WrestleMania. That's all well and good, but at this point, it's all almost anticlimactic.
Yeah, it is a little bit. And like you said,
one great match on the show today, which was the Shield versus the Wyatts. One great match does not a pay-per-view make. Okay,
yeah, I feel you're right. It doesn't save the whole pay-per-view, but I will say in the end we may be mad about the pay-per-view, but like you said, the crowd acknowledged the crowd's disappointment, and then even Michael Cole kind of acknowledged it, and that's what points us in the direction that he will be in the main event, because they can't have a main event with a guy who's the heel and somebody else who's getting booed.
If they put Orton and the Batista in there, they are going to get booed out of the freaking building next month. I'm telling you.
I can't wait for Chicago.
You think they had problems, the night after the Rumble? My God.
I almost think WWE is trying to get stuff thrown in the ring. I think they're trying to incite a riot. It's literally like what they're doing. They're really asking for it. And if it happens,
they're going to have some game changer like an NWO type angle or something as big as that's right around the corner.
That would be
exactly.
cool.
A big release.
I don't understand why they're doing this. You would think at this point, you think, okay, we know what our people want. These people want. Let's give the two of them and make them happy. And again, I know maybe in the grand configuration of things, the big wonderful payoff is going to be Daniel Bryan holding the title aloft at the end of WrestleMania 30. That's good. But again, like I said, at that point, is it going to be a matter of too little, too late? You jerked everybody around 7, 8 months, whatever it is, since SummerSlam. I mean, is it really even going to feel good at that point to finally have to go through all this just for that? I mean, I've been watching wrestling for 34 years now. My God. And I swear to you, I have never been less excited about a WrestleMania as I am this year. This is supposed to be, 30, big milestone. And I really don't care.
Right.
Because nothing that they're putting together looks good. I mean, if it is Daniel Bryan versus Kane, who cares,
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Batista, who cares? Cena and Bray Wyatt, it might be an interesting match, but again, who cares? Where is you have to watch this? This is what it's all been building up to for a whole year. Where is that feeling? I mean, even, with The Rock versus Cena 2 years in a row, at least that had a feeling of specialness to it. And this is so what? I mean, I really don't understand what
Brock and Taker are going to have to save the show.
Well, Taker saves the show every year, it seems like.
Yeah, but now this is seriously, there's no, like he said, there's no backup. We're going to have to go with.
Even last year's WrestleMania, the one really saving grace out of that whole show was the match that Punk and The Undertaker put on. I mean, that at least took it to a better level.
Right.
Nothing on the horizon 6 weeks from now wants me to really get excited and watch this. And that's pretty sad. So,
yeah, I feel the same way. It's stupid. I'm pissed.
Anyways, I'm sure I'm not going to be the only one who's got these kind of comments, Joe, but I just wanted to vent because
I'm pissed. I'm
I
pissed.
really
I'm
didn't
right
set
there
up
with
with
you.
it.
I'm friggin'. They almost make me think, oh, maybe Brian is gonna win it. You know what I mean? And then I think they knew. I think they know what they're doing, and they're doing this on purpose. But I don't think we've been strung along for so long now that it's really getting enraging. It's
getting
Exactly.
old.
I mean, you can do that. You can get away with it for a month, maybe to kind of like build that expectation.
Yeah.
When you do that for the better part of a year, and at least the first 3 months of the next year, it's going to be getting to a point where fans are so disillusioned with what you've done that the point is lost, and that's really what is going on here. Even if hopefully Daniel Bryan does win WrestleMania, the point is lost by now. It's just
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
Ugh.
They're going too
well.
far with it. Don't kill yourself yet, though. I'm not gonna either. Everything that we thought was gonna happen did happen tonight. So I mean, I don't think I should be too
And
shocked.
again, where were the swerves? All this is leaked. Everybody,
Right.
I mean, you could have. This went down the line, point by point. Everything everybody predicted. Where were the surprises? That actually made you happy for a change instead of out of left field and make you think, what the hell were they doing? I mean, oh well. I guess it's wishing for a perfect world that's not there. So
It hasn't been there for a while right now. But hey, stick around. We're gonna keep talking about it. I got some things.
Absolutely. What else can we do, right?
I'm gonna bitch all night. I'm gonna go. Here we go. And then into
Yeah.
tomorrow, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe Hogan will come out
Absolutely.
and win the world title.
Right.
tomorrow.
I mean, tomorrow will
Taker's
be
coming back.
interesting to just talk about a cliffhanger ending and all that. So we'll see how they start to turn this around tomorrow. So
Right.
we'll have to wait and see. But
All right,
anyway, great show. I'll keep on listening and keep up the good work, Jeff.
All right, man. There we go. There's the most sour note of the night, I think, from him.
Yeah, it really brought the mood down, but I agree with him.
727. What's up?
Hi, am I on the air?
Yes, you are. Yep. We don't screen him here. We just put him
I
on.
gotta quote Jim Cornette on this. You're never ever really gonna make it big in this day and age unless you pretty much buddy up with Triple H. Batista was always juiced up, couldn't sell a move, and when he started WWE, then he didn't do crap, and then he buddy up with Triple H, and then he got shots after shots.
That's a good point.
I'm very disappointed with this pay-per-view ending.
Yep. The roid bags are all in the back jerking each other off with Triple H laughing about it. It's all a big fun time for
The difference
Triple H
this
and his
time,
buddies.
though, I mean, you're right that that's always been the case, but the difference this time is that the fans are being vocal about it and acknowledging it loudly and in numbers. When before, like, for instance, when The Rock was running everything, and then you have the internet people being like, oh, well, how come, S.A. Rios isn't getting enough screen time? He's the best wrestler they have. Everyone would be like, yeah, shut up, whatever. But now you're at the point where, like, Daniel Bryan is S.A. Rios, where everyone's just completely being really vocal about it to the point where they aren't going to be able to pull the same bullshit and get away with it.
Right, exactly.
It really is. Like, I don't know if WWE creative is fucking with us or they're going to push them. They've been stringing us along for a good, how many months have they been stringing us along by now?
Oh, it's been since summer. I mean, really, since SummerSlam.
Usually, and WWE isn't known for, keeping up the storylines. They've backtracked a lot, and they've overlapped with storylines and just dropped storylines out of nowhere. But they've been stringing us for long with no payoff.
Right. We've been waiting for the payoff, and that's why you thought Rumble, okay, I can get what they did at the Rumble because it'd been obvious or whatever. But I still thought it would have been fine if they'd done it that way. But WWE really wants to be the troll, really wants to be the douchebag. I think they know what they're doing now more than ever. I think they know they've been building this up. But I just don't understand. And we didn't want Bryan to go in as the champion. We did want him to win it at WrestleMania. So if that ends up happening, I will end up probably flipping and giving them credit for it, but we'll see what happens. I think Daniel Bryan is so over that it doesn't matter. WrestleMania, the night after, or on Raw, or tonight, whenever he wins it, the people are going to flip out and the people will still be there. I think they're just trying to get more heat.
The only way I feel like they can redeem this WrestleMania is if they either give Daniel Bryan a push to Triple Threat. That's the only way I think they can redeem it. Because the fans have been just out of control. Just Punk chants, just regular, messing up chants, the Suck chants, Bryan chants.
Bautista.
They want all those chants. And they're doing that, and the only way they can really redeem themselves is if they push Bryan. Besides that, I like the match. The Shield and the Wise match was great. Road Dogs, New Age Outlaws was terrific. It's just I don't know if it's an ongoing joke with them, and they keep on fucking with us, teasing us with Bryan, but no payoff.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing. Yeah, we have blue, like our balls are not only blue, but they've rocketed up into our sternums. Like, I mean, something has gone awry here, like with people's nuts, because of the tease that we've been under here.
It really is terrible what they're doing. They have I've always been a fan of WWE and since the beginning, so I watched it when I was a little kid, and then I've always supported it, and I know they messed up a couple times, but they always bring it back. This time, I don't know. It's kind of harder to support them now.
Anybody want the Daytona 500 spoiler? Plug your ears up if you don't want it, because here it comes for 10 seconds. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won his second Daytona 500 just now. That's what I'm getting. There you go. If you care, I don't even watch NASCAR, but I thought it'd be nice to put that out there for everyone. 562, you're on. What's up?
I don't understand why you guys are mad about the results tonight. Daniel Bryan will never ever be a good champion. He's not big enough to be a champion, and he's also not even that great on the mic. So I don't understand why you guys are mad.
Okay, so you care about mic skills over wrestling, right? So that's where we're at.
And Batista and Randy Orton are great on the mic.
Randy Orton's better than Daniel Bryan on the mic. That's for damn sure.
I think Randy Orton sucks on the mic, and his in-ring skills are fair.
I think John Cena should be champion once again.
Oh, well, you're a homo. 803, you're on.
That's not right.
It isn't right, but fuck him. Once your claim is John Cena should be champion, you've lost all credibility, and there's no argument. 803, what's up? Hello?
Oh, hello?
Sorry you had to follow that guy, but what's going on?
Oh, shit. Wasn't expecting to get on there.
Yeah, well, you know what it is? I hung up on somebody, and then I accidentally hung up on another guy, and then the other guy hung up, and then you called, and bam, you get right up there.
All right, well, that's awesome. Well, what I wanted to say is I had something prepared, and I totally lost it because that last guy was just so stupid. I think, honestly, he was probably just calling to try to screw with you because it's posted in a thread or something like that.
I think he was just trying to make me mad because he knows, because I can flip out, and I think that's what he was doing. So since we have so much to do tonight, I was like, you know what, I'm going to call him a douche and hang up on him, and that'll be it. That's where I was at, because he can't be, he's not real.
Yeah. I think tonight just really proves that, they really just do not give a single shit about anything that the fans want. And this is something that I've noticed since I started watching again, since around SummerSlam, because I had stopped watching from, I think like 2006 until just then, when Daniel Bryan was entering the title picture again and everything. Right. And, he gets in there and he gets in so many different matches, and it gets to the point where it's like it's at the end, you think he's going to win, and then they just tear it away. And this night was another one of those nights, and it's just so ridiculous.
I do want to go back to, I will say that even though I'm pissed still, I'm contradicting everything, because if we go back to SummerSlam, I told Chris, I think I said to Chris, what are they going to do now? Because I have the feeling that Daniel Bryan's going to win or whatever, and that that he's so over right now that they want him to get a moment at WrestleMania. So they're going to have to drag this thing out somehow for the next, half a year.
Yep.
And they're going to have to find a way to keep it going and to keep it interesting and to keep him there, and so he can get the win at WrestleMania.
And I said something like, really, for like 6 months, they're going to have to put up with this? And
that's what we've got. Right. The only thing that would surprise me now is if he didn't win at WrestleMania, which would be insane, and then maybe to have him win it, the night after on Raw would be cool, but that's about it. You'd really mess up WrestleMania, to be honest.
Yes and no.
What?
Well, Dolph Ziggler won the title the night after WrestleMania. It was the heavyweight title,
but that's what I mean. They could do that with Ryan, and it would be ridiculous.
Yeah. It wouldn't ruin WrestleMania, in my opinion.
Well, it wouldn't. Well, if you get Orton versus Batista at Mania,
yeah, that's true.
You get bad guy versus nobody care guy. That match is
I think at
junk.
this point nobody cares about either of them, really. I read somewhere, and somebody really put it best. It's that, a roided-up has-been versus a guy who can't wrestle or entertain his way out of a nutsack.
Which one's
he's
which?
It's just going to be overall a really, really boring match between the two if they just keep it at those two. And I don't understand why they're just going to keep it at those two either, because they have to hear the crowd reactions. I mean, you all saw the shots after the Elimination Chamber ended, and it just panned across all these people, and they looked disappointed and angry. And they weren't disappointed that Bryan lost. They were disappointed because they paid to see the same shit they've been fed for like the past 9 months.
Right, and I think and Daniel Bryan, but I think the shots were, calculated by the director. By the way, can we talk about? I hate the WWE directing and the way they shoot things. Whoever the director is and decides to wobble the camera every time Sheamus throws a punch can go kiss my ass. This looks like shit. When you see a wide shot of a move, things look more real and better. When you shake the camera all over the place, it looks worse. I don't think they
switch the
understand
angle
it.
at the last second before impact.
Stop it. Stop switching the angles all over the place. I don't even know what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm watching. It's stupid as shit. And by the way, Cesaro and Sheamus's in-ring chemistry is like AIDS.
I don't know about the fact that you guys are mad over a scripted event that you have no control over, or the fact that you're actually doing this radio show.
I've been doing it for a long time. Next time you call in, you should call in not from an unknown number, pussy.
So are you insecure about something? You called somebody a homo.
You called me without on a private phone number. What are you insecure about, huh?
Earlier, you called somebody a homo. Are you insecure about something? You need to check your privilege, buddy.
He has 2 kids.
Check my privilege. I got 2 kids. You want to see them? That's right. I fuck women. Who do you fuck? Are you in a basement with a telephone? You calling on Skype?
It's his privilege, buddy.
Try to do something. What's your first name? It doesn't matter what your first name is. That's right, you fuck. Get owned, bitch. Call me from your real number next time, and I'll show you a thing or two. Sitting in your basement. In fact, you know what? I don't even want to talk to him at all. I just have him go upstairs to his mother's bedroom, knock on the door, say, "Mommy, Joe Cronin wants to talk to you." Put her on the phone. I'll give her the biggest orgasm of her life. Your dad will be over in the bed looking at the wall crying because he hasn't made her come since 1997. And the only reason you're here is because they had to adopt the little crack baby from around the corner because they felt bad because the dad died and the woman's a whore and they took you in like the little lost soul you are. Somebody give me some lamb shit.
It's lamb shit reporting to you, motherfuckers. And
Lamb
whoever
shit.
that douchebag was, calling you a motherfucker, homosexual piece of motherfucking shit, is a motherfucking idiot.
That's right. Lamb shit reporting for duty. I'm standing at attention, sir. Did you watch tonight? Did you watch?
Well, as you know, I wasn't able to, but I did watch Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young, and I watched this beginning of the Wyatts versus the Steelers. But how was the Elimination Chamber?
The Elimination Chamber was pretty good, and it was as expected.
Really?
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Was it like cream in your pants good?
It was
No,
like a
it was
cream
above
dog.
average.
It was like opening a fortune cookie up and $1 was in there instead of a tip.
Milking the cow?
It was better than a lot of us expected it to be honest.
Lamb shit. I want you to give us some kind of gold. Give us a take here real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go as I move through the calls here. What do you got?
Well, I really didn't watch the Elimination Chamber, so I can't really say.
I'm glad you called.
But did you play my voicemail? Did you play my voicemail?
I didn't play it yet, but I will. I promise.
You son of a bitch! You better play it.
Tweet my Twitter if you're mad at me, at Joe Cronin Show. Go to youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show and subscribe to our real YouTube. We're broadcasting tonight from Ustream.com, Twitch TV, podcast radio with the Wrestling Network, of course, where I throw my RRS feeds wherever. I don't even know anything about those things. And, of course, youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. So go to youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show and subscribe. Thank you to Diamond Dallas Page for coming on last week, talking about DDP yoga and going on Shark Tank. Matt, I'm going to get to you in 1 second, Matt. I'm going to take one from the 803. What's up? Call us back, 803. You snooze, you lose. 706. What's up?
Good, man.
What's going on, man? What do you think about Elimination Chamber tonight?
You know what, man? I'm a big advocate of you, man. I think it was some bullshit, man. It was so predictable, man. I predicted the Wyatts coming out there. I predicted Randy winning. It just seemed like, man, it just, I don't know. The road to WrestleMania don't mean shit
Yeah, the road to WrestleMania.
I'll admit it was predictable, but the matches themselves are better than I expected them to be.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't no mystery no more. They announcing Hogan ahead of time, and there's no more surprise. It's like wrestling, man, just different. It's bullshit, man.
Yeah,
the crowd reaction don't mean nothing. Don't mean shit no more.
I know what you're saying. You're seeing the storyline's bullshit right now.
Yeah, man. They like fuck the what the fans want. We gonna shove this right in your face until you like it, and it's oh man, it's terrible, man.
It reeks of Triple H. I'll tell you what, though, I have this sneaky suspicion that there's a payoff coming for WrestleMania, and that's why I'm still cool. I'm still cool. I'm angry a little bit, and I was angry after Rumble, really, especially after Rumble. But listen, I'm all in. Okay, WrestleMania or bust. If something don't happen at WrestleMania,
there's still time.
I'm gonna stab somebody and throw him off the Empire State Building. 646, you're on. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, Big Richard? How you doing tonight, guys?
Good. How are you tonight?
Hey, doing well, man. Just checking on YouTube and checking out the show, but I'm watching it right now to speak. It's pretty cool, man.
Thanks, man. What did you think about tonight? Who's your guy? Who's going to WrestleMania? Who's your guy?
Ooh, oh man, I'm a Daniel Bryan fan, but as for the it's gonna be interesting, but it's gonna be a weird WrestleMania because the main event just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right to me. Something's up. They got to change something, or people are gonna leave.
They got to change something at some point, but it's gonna be weird. What you said?
It's definitely gonna be weird, dude. It's gonna be bizarre. Matt, what's up? What do you got, Matt, tonight?
I stand by it. Tonight wasn't bad. It was predictable and not bad, but there are a few things I want to see where they go with. I mean, right now at WrestleMania, I want to see Antonio Cesaro versus Big E Langston for the IC title.
I love that. That's great. I don't want to see him ever versus Sheamus, though, because that was, like I said, their chemistry was like AIDS. It was terrible. Let me run down the list here. Outlaws versus Usos was good. Big E Langston versus Jack Swagger I thought was great. That was some of their best, maybe not their best stuff, but it was a really solid match. Wyatt's versus The Shield was phenomenal. I mean, we had this is awesome chance before the fucking thing started.
That was an amazing match.
Oh my God! When is the last time?
That was not a match you could predict the outcome on that easily.
No, although I did feel like all signs point to there will be a rematch on Raw tomorrow night, which will see the Shield most likely win that match, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe the Shield's turmoil will begin. Obviously, Reigns feels like the guys left him in the ring by himself. That could easily happen tomorrow night.
As long as Dean Ambrose does not end up at WrestleMania with that title belt.
Well, who knows? It doesn't matter. I mean, really, with the United States title at this point, it really doesn't. And remember they were going to just unify that thing, and then they didn't. They tore that right up. How about those CM Punk chants were great. I mean, they were really loud, especially at one point in the Batista Del Rio match. I like how they had to make Del Rio look like he was having like he was the bad guy and he was pretending to be hurt, but people still chanted for Del Rio. And people
it didn't work.
Current fans.
Answer me this though.
Yeah.
If Daniel Bryan said to face Triple H at WrestleMania, like we all know he is, how are they going to resolve this feud with Kane?
I don't know. Maybe Kane will be mad at Bryan and he'll be mad at him, and maybe Triple H comes out and says, "Never mind, Kane, go back there. I got this."
Well,
I said Kane.
I'm worried that they're going to try to pull like what happened with Sting and Hogan a few years ago with Bound for Glory. Daniel Bryan's getting beaten up by every member of the administration, and he just reaches out to Kane, and he suddenly turns back into who he's supposed to be.
I just know that Kane versus Bryan would be just devastatingly dumb. I would
maybe Taker can come back and bury Kane alive.
If Kane wrestles Bryan at WrestleMania, I will eat my own fist on live YouTube.
I don't want to see Kane at WrestleMania whatsoever.
Right, I don't either. I really don't.
I wouldn't mind seeing him at Mania, but not against anyone like Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, that's a waste to me. Maybe like Mark Henry in a 5-minute match or something, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Like maybe Bryan's in the ring getting his ass kicked by Kane again. And maybe like Mark Henry comes out and is like, "I seen what you've been doing to Daniel Bryan, and I've had about enough of you," or something. And, they had a fucking match. I don't know. That's how Mark Henry talks.
Or Dolph Ziggler versus Kane.
There's not a lot of good things you can do with Kane anymore.
Dolph Ziggler may not be at Access. I think he might be fucking pushing a cart somewhere for somebody.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Kane became somewhat relevant last year when Paul Bearer passed on, but he's just not relevant anymore.
He's great though. I mean, he's a great worker and he's excellent on the mic, and it's great that he can finally, have a speaking role. But they shouldn't use that to, I don't know, like they shouldn't. Here's the thing: we're all talking shit about Kane right now when we shouldn't be, because he's great. So therefore, they're wasting him if we're talking shit about him.
We're doing the Rey Mysterio because of what they did. 315. Let's bring this person on. I'm not even sure who it is. Hello.
What's up? This is Joe Latimer.
Oh, what's up, dude? I haven't heard from you in a while, I feel like.
Yeah, I've been working lately.
Yeah, I mean, I read your comments and stuff. I just haven't heard you on the phone. What's up with you right now?
Not much. The whole thing with the Kane thing is, I think they might be setting up Kane against Triple H.
Really?
He's going against the Authority.
I'd like to see that.
I mean, I don't mind that, but you really think he's going against the Authority? Because they said not to have any interference. But, I mean, why wouldn't they just... Triple H just defended him, especially in a WWE.com video where, Daniel Bryan attacked Kane first. And he said, well, from my perspective, you could say Daniel Bryan attacked Kane. And that's what happened again tonight.
That it is, if they have Triple H versus Kane, who's Daniel Bryan going to face?
Well,
I think Daniel Bryan's going to get thrown into the championship match somehow.
Yeah, it really seems like that now. That's the number one thing I would go with, because you can't. Like I said, there's nobody sitting at WWE headquarters like, hey, the guy that everyone's booing, Batista, versus the heel, Randy Orton. That's a good idea. Nobody can think that that's good. They have
you got heel versus heel right now.
Yeah, they have dug themselves. They've dug themselves into shit right now. Just like Conan said when Conan, the former WCW wrestler, came on with us a few weeks ago, whatever it was. And he said, they're just burying this shit, and this is what Triple H does. But I got to believe that they're smarter than that. They have to be. They just can't be this dumb. There's no way. This has to be part of the plan.
It's the same people that decided not to even put Daniel Bryan in the Royal Rumble, so who knows?
How about that? We heard a pussy chant tonight. We had "This is awesome" chant before a match started. We heard Bootista chant clearly. Like, it wasn't even like hard to hear. It was Bootista. Like, that was fucking awesome that they pulled that off.
Well, bitch Tista.
Yeah, bitch Tista would have worked for me. Darren Young and Titus O'Neil was, man, I'll tell you what, as a tag team, those guys have some chemistry. But against
each other, not really.
Yeah, against each other, it looks like
For me, it just looked like something. It just looked like what they had done with Crime Time just a few years ago.
Yeah, right.
The only difference is this time the big guy won.
Patrick Glenn goes on the YouTube chat. He goes, "Joe, be careful doing your Mark Henry accent. You might get labeled a racist again."
Have you seen the Ustream views? 11,500.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe our Ustream views. I'm very surprised that going over to Ustream, I was like, no one's gonna find us over there. And it's fucking blown up on Ustream. I got the Ustream people emailing me like, hey, you want to do this and that? I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, you're one of the most popular things on Monday. I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know that. But
I just blown up. And since I'm not going to get some fanboy answer since he isn't here right now, what's Cena going to do for WrestleMania?
He's going to wrestle Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I said 2 months ago. I told you 2 months ago he was going to wrestle Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. And then last week I said, obviously the Wyatts are going to come in the ring, attack Cena, sets up the match even more, and probably Kane come out, attack Bryan, and Randy Orton's going to be the champion.
Yeah,
and
for a
I'm
couple
still
months
sick.
now, Cena versus Bray Wyatt has been the only match, quote-unquote, set in stone for WrestleMania, and it seems like they're still going with it.
Gonna get a fucking tissue or something, man. I'm dying. I've been sick all week. I thought it wasn't
good. Sick the last 2 weeks.
Right? No. Now it's turned into that stage where I'm hacking stuff up,
Oh, the productive stage.
Yeah, like let's get this stuff out of here.
Arguing with Jaren.
You really don't like Jaren. You guys should have a match.
The thing is, I like
When he
having someone
turns
from
18.
that perspective, because I hate John Cena with everything that I am, and he's a John Cena fanboy. So I love having that contradicting views.
Yeah, I love Jaron. I don't know what his deal is. Hopefully, I don't know. He'll figure it out. But I loved
Saw
him.
the video he made, right?
I didn't see it. What did he say in the video?
He said he felt like as though he wasn't really a part of the show. He had to call in to do things and ask to be in things like State of the WWE, and that he was never told about certain interviews. And he says the DDP thing was just sort of the last straw for him.
What do you mean? What does he mean, the last straw?
He felt as though at part of the time he thought he should have been more of a part of the show, and that you guys should have told him that you had done an interview with DDP so he could be in there. And I saw the interview, most of the interview, and I didn't really know if you were in there yourself, Talkovich. Were you?
Yeah, briefly. I just asked a couple questions here and there, but that's about it.
He felt a little PO'd that he wasn't told about the interview whatsoever, and he didn't get a chance to call to be a part of that.
Aw, so let's cry like a baby.
That's me blowing my nose.
He's a kid.
Well, I know what he's saying, because it happened to me before too. I know what he's talking about. It's literally that I just don't have time to get stuff together. I just don't have all the time to get this stuff together. And I just got to go. And I think 3 people would have been too much for DDP and for what we had to do. I mean, as it was, I didn't get in half the things I wanted to do because he was plugging his yoga. He's plugging being on Shark Tank and the yoga and all that stuff. But hopefully, the next guy, we'd be able to do it. And I thought he was at school too, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He made a video on his YouTube page saying that he was leaving Joe Cronin show.
Yeah, I saw it. No, I saw it. Okay. All right, I'm all right. What I just blew out of my nose, it could probably kill somebody if they ate it. I'm pretty sure. I just blew it all. Oh my God, man. I am just a mess. Like, they should study me right now and figure out what's going on.
Well, my school has an excellent medical field. We could use you.
Yeah, well, I could use help from a doctor that isn't a local community doctor who's like, you just get out of here. You'll be all right. Probably one of those dead people on the news the next week with fucking died of having the flu or whatever the hell happened. Can we read Kamala?
I'll take the flu over what I had as a kid. Ever had Rocky Mountain spotted fever?
Ooh, no.
Wait, what is it?
Rocky Mountain spotted fever. It's a very rare illness that happens when you're bitten by a white tick.
Oof. It's a Tennessee exclusive, I think.
It's southern, basically, but I was in a medically induced coma for 6 days.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
At 4 years old.
Oh, my God. Wow, that's crazy. Do you remember that, really, or not much?
Again, I was 4, and my earliest memories are waking up in a hospital bed.
Well, now we know the problem. No, that's
one of the many ones.
That's terrible, though. I can't imagine my 4-year-old in a coma. I'd be shitting my pants. Speaking of racism, though, by the way, you know something, dude? Hulk Hogan's always wondering what's going on, brother. Hulk Hogan's cutting a promo. Hey, speaking of Jaron, what's up?
First of all, Matt, fuck you.
I deserve that. I am sorry, but I was merely saying.
I'm so glad he called to.
I heard on your video. I apologize.
Hey, it worked. We got you on the show.
You made me seem like the biggest asshole. There was no ill intent, ever.
Again, I didn't mean it to make it sound like you're a bitch or anything. I was just merely saying what you had said on your channel.
You also called me a John Cena fanboy.
Well, that I won't back.
Wow. Okay.
But I do enjoy having our arguments.
Can we talk about
I like having that contradicting point of view towards mine.
He missed
Jaron
you,
and
is all.
Popovich are in their late 20s and 30s. You and me are a similar age about this.
It's weird, though, because he sounds so much older. But you know what? I love you guys. I'm glad everybody's here. Joe, the Ustream chat is being destroyed. Why? Because this guy keeps typing that he's a homo over and over again. Is that what you're talking about?
Homo.
All right. Well,
Can you ban people?
Yeah, I just banned a few. But let me go ahead. Kamala says racism and sexual abuse dominated the WWE. Talks about McMahon, Undertaker, and more. Take a look at some of these quotes from Kamala. He says Andre the Giant wasn't the friendly guy that he appeared to be. He was really a temperamental and had a nasty attitude, which I could see. When I first started working with him, he called me a derogatory name in the ring, and I beat him up. which is I don't know if I believe that.
A lot of wrestlers are the same way, though.
I can believe Andre's a jackass, but I cannot believe that someone beat him up for it.
Yeah, I don't know how Kamala beats him up. Let me see. Racism, he says, in SummerSlam 92, I had one of my biggest matches against The Undertaker, and he made $500,000, and I made $13,000. There was a lot of racism in the WWE. I don't know if that's...
That I can remotely see, but at the same time, things have gotten a little bit better.
A little bit.
That's probably in the contract, though.
But that's
I'm
the
sure
thing is...
that's probably in the contract.
I don't know if it is racism, but at the same time, it could be that he's thinking it's racist that he had a character, The Undertaker had a character. They were both around the same amount of time. Kamala been there longer, and he's getting paid fucking $13,000 when The Undertaker gets paid $500,000. Maybe that's what he means, and obviously then what else, other reason, but I think it might be merchandise. I mean, how many Kamala shirts sold? How many Undertaker urns sold? You know what I mean? He said, I would get there early to find me a nice dressing room. The agents would kick me out and let the White Stars have the dressing room, which I think also is a little weird because most of the stars were white. But when I went out to the ring, I was a superstar backstage. I was nothing. He also says he doesn't miss retiring. He doesn't miss it. He doesn't watch it when it comes on. He also says, here's the biggest shocking thing he says about Vince McMahon in this whole statement. Vince McMahon has certain people that he will pay, and if you get along with Vince, do him sexual favors, you'll get along good with him. But if you just do your job and mind your own business, then he doesn't like you for some reason. There was a lot of men with men in those days, even men with boys.
You want to push? You gotta push my button.
Get down there.
Well, and if you believe
Get
they'll
down
go
there.
Men with Stephanie.
I know a lot of guys that failed drug tests, and it was documented that they passed. And I know what they did. There was a lot of men on men, and there was a lot of pedophilia amongst same-sex male gender. Get down there. Get him scrubbing, or you're fired. That's what I think Vince was doing.
That's why he started the Kiss My Ass Club. Because he liked it so much.
Oh, man.
Suck my starfish.
I know a way that they can do this. I know a way I can get guys.
We are all so going to hell.
Oh, man. So, Jaron, would
lick
you...
it, damn it, lick it, lick it.
Lick my ass. Jaron, what do you think about what's up? How did you feel tonight?
In terms of what?
I mean, let's go. I mean, the whole pay-per-view, did you watch? You watched the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think it was good? I mean, what about the main event? That's what I'm mostly circling around.
The main event was actually better than I expected. I had WWE gave us that little shred of hope, and they teased it when Daniel Bryan kicked out of the RKO.
Yeah, which I didn't expect.
Was it the RKO or was it something else? I forgot.
No, I think it was the RKO he kicked out. It did. It made me even go, they did it again. They did it again. The number 30 spot, I was like, wait a minute, fuck. Maybe I was right when I said Daniel Bryan's going to win the Rumble. He can come out. And then I go, oh, fuck, maybe I'm going to be wrong. And Randy Orton won't win tonight. Holy shit, he kicked out of that. And the crowd did that, too. The crowd went, oh, shit, wait a minute, he could win. We thought he was definitely going to lose there. And then they made him lose anyway. And you were like, oh, fuck. And then they got the crash landing I think they wanted.
Yeah, but he lost too fast. He lost way too fast after that kick out.
That 6-man tag match, in my opinion, was the best match so far of 2014.
I'll agree with Jaron on. I'll agree with you on.
Yeah, no, that was the best match. Yeah, for sure. When you're chanting, it didn't even matter how good it was, too. They were chanting, "This is awesome" before it started, so those points were up there for me anyway. But then the match was damn good anyway, and I thought Rollins took over for half of that thing, man. When he did that flip over the top rope outside the ring, it wasn't even that big a deal, but I lost my mind.
That's what we've been saying for months. Rollins should be the breakout star of the Shield.
Yeah, but it seems to be Reigns. But it's weird how they all work together, it's almost like, because when you want that emotional, impactful, like, stare down or surprise moment, Reigns comes out. When you want that intense promo, like, Ambrose comes out. And then when you want that big bang in the match, that big move or those couple big moves, Seth Rollins comes out. So they work together as this like cohesive unit.
And that's something you do not see these days.
Yeah, you didn't see it. By the way, guys, if you want to subscribe to us on YouTube, you don't just subscribe to Spectrum Gaming because we're just broadcasting live from there tonight. You go to youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show and subscribe there. Click the like button. Stick the thumb up my ass. There's a thumb if you're watching us on your mobile device, your Xbox or your PC or wherever you're watching us, and there's a thumb, and you can stick it right up my ass where the sun don't shine. I'm pumped up now. I take it back. Now I'm getting excited again. But I will tell you, I will lose my mind. After Raw after WrestleMania, if things haven't been resolved by then, I will explode. I will do nothing but rants. I will flip out. I will cut crazy shit. But I'm ready to get the app tomorrow again. I feel it because I think I know what they're doing. And I'm ready to get the app. I'm ready for Hulkamania to run wild, dude. And I'm ready for The Undertaker to show up tomorrow. You know why Brock Lesnar wasn't here tonight? Why do you think Brock Lesnar wasn't here tonight? Why would Brock Lesnar come out here?
Because he's going to confront the dead man on Monday night.
Right. Now, Brock Lesnar might not come out Monday night. He might come out the Monday after or something like that. But they couldn't have him come out tonight and then come out tomorrow. It wouldn't make any sense. So that what makes me think, you know what I mean, that we know it's Brock Lesnar Undertaker now, which we've pretty much thought for a year, but
But how do you lead into that? You'd have to have like the Undertaker come out and open the show tomorrow or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He'll be there
They
tomorrow.
worked well they didn't have to do that when they had him versus Triple H a couple of years ago.
You don't have to
They
do
just had
anything.
Him come out randomly during close to the end of the show or in the middle of where it was, and have him interrupted by Triple H.
Yeah.
All they did was look at a sign and it was spoken.
Yeah, right. You don't have to do.
They can do that with Lesnar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't have to do much. You don't have to do much for Undertaker and Lesnar. That's it. That's just that. You have Lesnar cutting promos about he's gonna kill the dead man. He'll be the one. He's the whatever he does for his promos. He'll be good. The Undertaker.
And, they can work. They can actually make a way to work Paul Heyman into this to make it even more dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Paul Heyman thing would be the one thing that would link everything together.
Oh yeah, right.
After last year.
And now.
But are they going to mention CM Punk? Can you do that now?
Good question.
They might not be able to. It was funny when they were chanting Punk when AJ came out, by the way. I didn't think AJ was even going to be there tonight because I was pretty sure that she was still dealing with the concussion stuff. So.
Concussion song.
What did you just send me, Chris? Did you send me a picture of your Johnson?
I send you a picture that Mick Foley tweeted earlier saying, "Here's if a picture is worth 1,000 words, here's my 5,000 word essay." You should put it up on the show if you can do it.
I'll try to. Let me see.
God bless McFoley. God bless that man.
All right, guys. Let me take a call from the 908, and we're gonna move along here. Matt, thanks for calling, man.
Anytime, brother. Holla, holla, holla.
Holla, 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 holla at your boy. Holla, 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 holla.
Is that from the Chappelle Show?
It is from the Chappelle Show. 908, you're on. What's up?
Hey, I want to talk about the Roman Reigns performance today. I think he's on the ball today, man.
Oh yeah, man. I think he's been on the ball and he was on the ball. Damn. By the way, those pictures you sent me that Mick Foley tweeted, those are some sexy girls in the audience tonight. I don't know how old they are, but I hope they're 18. Man, they are fucking fired up. Anyway, Reigns has been on the ball, man. He's killing it. I love the Shield. Like I said, I'm more of a Seth Rollins guy, but they just work well together. It was fun to watch, and Dean Ambrose was the third guy to me tonight.
Yeah,
which
weird.
He's my number one, but I think
went MIA today, man.
Right. Now he never came back, right? They could have killed him for all we know. Like he
went into the crowd. He went into the crowd with Bray and didn't come back.
What's going on in the Ustream? Everybody keeps telling me there's some kind of like war being waged in the Ustream or something.
Probably Benjamin.
There's just so many people in the Ustream I can't even monitor it at this point. I could give the reins over to Chris, but
So what if at WrestleMania, Undertaker comes back just at WrestleMania, and just grabs a microphone, and before like anything happens, like a bunch of like demonic like images and like music and like the lighting changes to like gray or something, and all of a sudden CM Punk comes out and it's like a rematch between the two of them.
That
I vote shut the bed.
that'd be kind of cool, but that is cool, but I don't think so. I think if Undertaker's going to be at WrestleMania, it's going to be advertised. And advertise the match, just like Hulk Hogan. If Hulk Hogan's ever going to make a WWE appearance, it's going to be advertised. That's why TMZ reported it. That's why they did all this leaking all of a sudden, and then into today where they actually announced it on the website, put him up, on the pay-per-view and stuff, because they want the word to get out. Because they think of the Raw viewership tomorrow night, a night after the pay-per-view. The way the pay-per-view ended. The app being launched, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, tomorrow's Raw rating should be the best rating of 2014, and it may rival some of the ratings, top ratings of 13, if not, beating it. To be honest, I mean, what's crazy tomorrow night? It's gonna be nuts. Everyone's watching tomorrow. Anyway, let's move along here. I will give the pay-per-view tonight. We usually like to do this out of 10. I would give the pay-per-view tonight although I was upset at the ending, even though I predicted the whole fucking thing, and like almost everybody did. I'd still give tonight's the pay-per-view a pretty good rating because of the Shield Wyatts, and a few of the other matches were kind of okay. I'd give it a 7.5 tonight. And let Jaron, what do you got?
7, because I like Big E versus Swagger. I liked I like Shield versus Wyatt. I love Shield versus Wyatt, and I like the Elimination Chamber match, even though the outcome wasn't how I expected it to be, but I not how I wanted it to be. It's still a good match either way, so I give it a 7.
Oh, so is Black Mamba says the same thing. He agrees with you, I think, and you give it a 7. I'm 7.5. Where are you at, Chris?
I'm going to give it an 8, simply because Wyatt's Shield was so damn good.
Okay.
The rest of it was take it or leave it. And, the chamber match was above average, too. It wasn't great, but it was above average.
Right.
But just in general, that match alone, Shield versus Wyatt's, that could have been a WrestleMania match. It was that good.
It was great. And I do want to get to something. I just noticed Black Mamba and Patrick Glenn kind of tooling on each other. I don't know if Black Mamba knows. We had somebody called me a racist because I did a Rey Mysterio accent. Some dickhead on Twitter, and then Conan, former WCW wrestler Conan, came on and defended me and called that guy a bitch. And and so now that was why we joked about the Mark Henry racist reference. So I think that Patrick and Mamba were in some kind of fight with each other because Patrick said Joe's a racist, but he was being sarcastic about that situation. And Black Mamba's trying to stick up for me, so I don't think they realize. Everybody's on the same page. It was an inside joke, I guess, since you didn't see the Conan. I want to thank Conan for calling us up. You can check out Conan on his own podcast on MLW.com on the MLW radio. You can listen to Conan fucking kill it over there. He's crazy. Go check that out and see what the deal is. Conan sounds off on Elimination Chamber is a fucking link right now on some of the wrestling sites. I don't know where he did this. Conan feels sorry for fans who ordered tonight's Elimination Chamber, saying they were ripped off. And he's basically flipping out all this shit. I'm surprised this was just on Twitter. I'm surprised that Conan's comments on our show didn't make any headlines, but that one did. Okay. And Jake the Snake Roberts, currently the top trending topic on Yahoo.com after it was revealed today that he has cancer. He's got something in his leg, which, sometimes can signify bone cancer or something like that. But it could just be...
It's behind his knee.
Behind the knee? Okay. Could just be some kind of tumor that's... hopefully it's an isolated incident. They get it taken care of and there's not a big issue. Hopefully. Yeah. That's what you hope for. And he said, you'd have to kill him to not make him show up at the Hall of Fame. So I think he'll be there.
So, Mr. Cronin, My tampon?
Yeah, it's when you're acting like a girl. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to slide our tampons in. It's from an old Adam Sandler a CD where he's like a drunken uncle guy. His name was Donnie. Also does the voice in the new movie That's My Boy. Which, if you haven't seen Adam Sandler's That's My Boy, because you thought I was going to be retarded like all his other new movies have been, think again. I can't even breathe. You hear me like... That's how I breathe. That's My Boy is fucking hilarious. And Vanilla Ice is in it randomly, and it's hilarious. It's not like Click, or that stupid Sisters movie.
I like Click.
You like Click?
Click was good.
Really?
Yeah, it was like one of his only good movies in the past several years.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
You didn't?
Everyone
you
I
didn't think
talk
Click
to,
was a good movie?
no, I thought it was terrible. Everyone I talk to think it's terrible. They're like, Click and that other stupid movie and that other dumb movie. I'm not watching That's My Boy. And I'm like, you gotta watch it, man. I'd say Grandma's Boy and That's My Boy are the best two things that came out of. Although he wasn't in Grandma's Boy, he just helped produce it. But you know what I mean. I don't know. I thought it was funny. I thought Click was cheesy, and I didn't believe it. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, it involved time travel. You didn't have to believe it.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to believe a lot of his movies because they're usually over the top stupid.
Yeah.
But sometimes he does it in a way that I look past that part of it, and it's okay.
Right.
But
Grown Ups 1 and 2 were the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Those are terrible. I thought those were just awful.
Those were no, there's no excuse for those movies.
Yeah, there's an excuse for the movies. They made a ton of money making a piece of shit.
Oddly enough.
I mean, Chris Rock was there. That was the coolest part about the whole thing. I don't know. If I was younger, maybe it would have been funnier, I guess. But, man, I don't know. No, you're right, because I liked Happy Gilmore, so. Anyway, so what? Let me see. WrestleMania main event officially announced. So they've announced this all over the website that it's just Batista Orton, and that seems to be locked in. But I'm really confused about what they're gonna do here.
God, what if Triple H is a special guest referee?
Robert Lentini says Click was a good movie, and That's My Boy was as funny as AIDS. I don't know. Maybe it's people's sense of humor. Maybe people like weird family goofy things that aren't believable. I don't know. I thought That's My Boy was a riot, man. That was fucking crazy shit. 920, you're on. What's up?
Hello?
Habla inglés.
This is John Laurinaitis.
Oh, nice.
Oh, John, how you been doing, man?
Hey, I have a question for you.
Well, all right. Okay.
The next WWE superstar to spit in CM Punk's chicken nuggets should get the title shot. Do you agree with me?
I agree with anything you say, Mr. Laurinaitis. And I know that you're in charge of talent relations. I think you should take me, Joe Cronin, into the WWE so that I can kick Paul Levesque in the nuts.
People power, my friend. People power. You know what? I think I should see The Rock versus John Cena thrice in a lifetime.
Yeah, and we can market it in Mexico as Trace in a lifetime.
All right. Well, I gotta go suck off that chick in the audience.
Suck off a chick? How does that work?
Okay, John. He kind of like talked like Hank Hill a little bit. He didn't sound like him, but he kind of like, oh, damn it, Bobby. I gotta go suck off Ladybird. And after I get done having sex with Ladybird, I'm gonna put a finger in my ass. Damn, would you all like to buy some propane? I took a dump in a bag of chicken nuggets and gave it to my wife, Peggy. Boy, my wife sure is an ugly bitch. That's what the guy kind of sounded like. Man, I'm having a problem. Am I getting sicker? It's the body, like, get that stuff out, get that stuff out. Anyway, so we're close to the end here. We got a few minutes left here, I think. Still rocking and reeling on Ustream and Twitch. That's fucking racist. Oh my god. Let's read. Look what's happening on the Ustream chat. Like this shit's just gone out the window. Like over there. Like what is happening? It's out of control over there, man. It's fucking hilarious.
The Wild West over there.
It is. Ustream, you're on your own. Is this supposed to be funny? That's fucking racist. The feel when people power was actually better. Wrestling fans, and then he said him and wrestling fans. Then he said faggot. I don't know. People, yeah, Ustream's just full of fucking internet homos now. How does it feel being a middle-aged man watching grown men in tights? You know what's funny about people that are always like, you guys know it's fake, and what are you, like, fucking 25 and stuff? It's like, well, what are you doing here commenting? Like, I don't get it. Are these people watching it, but they think it's weird that older people are watching it?
Yeah, where do they come from?
Because, like, most of the crowd is above 20 years old. Like, you do know that most of the crowd is over 20. You do know the wrestlers are 30 and they're wearing tights. Like, you know that, right? You do know that I make $500 a month talking about wrestling on YouTube, and you're just in a chat room being a homo. Like, you do know that, right? I think we all know this stuff. 323. Let's take a phone call because I feel like it. What's up? Nope, pussy. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I never understood. I never understand that. No, they always come on and start doing that. You know what I mean? They start talking about how tough they are, and you're a loser for watching wrestling. That's just a big troll thing to get people angry. So I don't even know why people respond to it in the comments. It's funny though. If you start fighting with them, I mean that was their whole goal. So you just got screwed basically. Anyway, guys, go to joecronenshow.com if you want to advertise on the show like our buddies did. You know, you can do that. You just send me an email, joecronenshow@yahoo.com. We'll plug your Twitter. We'll plug your YouTube. We'll plug whatever you want. We'll work out a deal. If you got something you want to sell, we'll do it there too. You can click on advertise with us on joecronenshow.com. And you can tweet my Twitter at joecronenshow. 646.
How you doing, guys?
What's going on, man?
Sorry, man. I lost you for a little while, but I'm back. My thoughts on the pay-per-view tonight, and I'll try to keep it short because I'm about to head back home in a little bit. But I think the elimination was okay, but I give it a 6.5. But I'm not feeling for the Mania this year, man. I'm really not. I think something's gonna happen, but overall, I think it's the right pay-per-view. Hate the ending, but that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna say I'm not getting it and all that stuff when, you know what I mean. I know I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get WrestleMania, but I am worried. I am really worried now, but we'll see. I think we'll be good in the end. I think, you know what I mean. You could easily see Daniel Bryan getting into that match somehow, but I'll tell you what. If he doesn't, if we for real know that he can't get into that match, you will see some fucking crazy videos on my YouTube. I will tell you that leading up to WrestleMania. You will see.
I agree there.
Dude.
Like I said, I'm a Daniel Bryan fan, but because I got a feeling Orton and Batista, they're gonna just boo the heck out of each other, similar to Lesnar Goldberg, like you said earlier tonight. And that's the way I see that match. They gotta do something around it because the only way to save that Mania, like you said earlier, is the Undertaker match. That's the way I look at it.
But I mean, I still think you're gonna get Daniel Bryan because they showed the crowd and they're playing on the crowd and everything. I gotta believe that Daniel Bryan's gonna get his match. You know.
I agree there. I think it's gonna be Triple H or Kane, but for right now, I'm hoping he gets to the main event, but it leans in that way right now. That's the way I look at it.
What if they do what we were talking about them doing, which is something where like they don't put him in the main event because everyone thinks that could happen now, but they do something where Triple H says, "You want a shot at the world, whatever. If you beat me at WrestleMania, like you get a shot the next night on Raw, and the next night on Raw, Daniel Bryan gets the shot at the title." Now, would that be interesting? Triple H versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania would be interesting because then,
go on.
You know, then he gets the match the next night, right? I mean, that to me would be acceptable. I think
that'll be interesting because then you can defend the title next night. The crowd will go crazy, similar to what Ziggler did last year. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, the only problem is, again, you'll have Randy Orton versus Batista. That can't be the last match. I mean, nobody wants to see it. You can't have.
I agree there, man. Randy Orton, Batista, it cannot be the last match. They're gonna literally boo the crap out of it. I'm not kidding. Just as bad as Lesnar Goldberg, just as bad as the Miz and Cena a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, it'll be worse than that. I actually kind of like that. I know people hated that. I thought it was kind of interesting. I don't know why. I didn't mind it, and I loved Miz's promo before he came out. They had a lot. They had a lot of good build up.
Yeah, but like I said, it's going to be interesting. I'm really disappointed in the product. It's the first time I've ever been really disappointed. I saw the Rumble last month, and this is 2 back-to-back reviews. I'm really disappointed with the fans are really against WWE. That's the way I look at this.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it feels that way. The fans are very angry. We're all mad, and WWE is the bad guy, and we're playing.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking.
I've been following too. I've been following guys on Twitter and all that, and it's crazy, man. I'm telling you. I even wrote a tweet earlier on my page earlier, so it's pretty cool. But anyways, it's gonna be interesting, and it's gonna be an interesting but kind of weird Mania. Just I know Hogan's gonna be there and all that, but it's gonna be a really weird Mania this year. And of course, I got cut off the first time because of that.
It is going to be bizarre. I mean, we originally talked about it being an epic Mania. This is going to be one of the best Manias. They can do all these matches. Look at everything they can do. And now it's like, well, wait a minute. That all didn't work out, and CM Punk's gone. It's like this is turned into some kind of weird nightmare. Like, this is bizarre at this point.
I agree there. This is clearly one of the worst I've seen in a while. Maybe the worst since even 11. The only thing saying that was OT. So I've been watching wrestling since really full time since 99, but really since 2001 when I finally got cable. So
Right.
I know how that feels.
LT, man. Someone say that was the problem with the show, but no, that show was that was devastating. That was the worst one in history, definitely.
It can be up there. I can tell you that.
Yeah, and they edited out salt and pepper on the DVDs. I was pissed. They're not on there.
As for right now, like I said, Chamber's all right. I did not get a chance to see too much of the match. I caught the last couple, but I heard QY saved the pay-per-view. That's why I gave it a 6.5. I have to reevaluate everything before I say it. So right now I'm giving it a 6.5.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. I got you.
I can see 6.5, 7 most. That's the way I look at it.
All right.
Also, I was the one to put the NASCAR comment too. One of the NASCAR comments. So you know by now. But it's not bad. Also, can't wait for MLB to go down. It's gonna be crazy the next few months because I'm also graduating, so it should be cool.
That's cool, man.
Anyways, I'm gonna let you go, man. I'll try to call you tomorrow from my regular home back in the Bronx. I have to go back to the city, which is nuts. I'm in New York City. I'm gonna be in New York City. A couple hours time taking the train, so.
You gotta go get those Dooms, man. You gotta go down to a Clark store and get the Doom. Oh, you gotta get them.
Yeah, I agree.
The Wallaby
Hey guys,
baby.
Chris, Jared, have a good night, guys out there too, man.
Good night, buddy. Thanks for calling.
Later.
Man, I thought he was gonna fucking advertise his book that he was writing or something too. Holy shit. So it's replaying again now. We're into the Wyatts match, which was so good. Seth Rollins just came in and lit that fucking thing on fire. That was great. I want to give a shout out again to DDP for coming on with us for an hour. Dude gave us an hour the other night. I noticed on Shark Tank too, he called himself the former 3-time WWE World Champion. I was wondering what he was gonna say. You know, was he gonna call himself the former WCW champion? The former world champion, but he threw in the WWE, which, I mean, technically they own it, right? But I mean, it was kind of bizarre, right? I mean, is that stupid to me, or is that, I don't know. Hello?
Hey.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I did. That's not stupid.
You don't think it was weird?
No.
No? Okay. I just thought, I don't know, maybe like he was the WCW champion or he was the world champion. I don't know if he was but I guess since they're merged now, I guess he technically was the WWE world champion because they're merged.
Yeah. Well, at least that's. Yeah, you're right. You raise a good point. That is kind of weird.
I don't know. Right, that's just what I thought. It was bizarre. I thought not a big deal. I just thought it was funny. And then DDP released some, and he's got some funny YouTube videos though. If you go check out his videos on DDP.com or DDPyoga.com, or you go to YouTube and the official DDP YouTube. It's actually pretty funny. They got some awesome things. Him and Jake and Scott. And they've got some little skits they do too, which is really pretty cool. It's a lot of fun to go watch that. What do you think we're in for tomorrow night on Raw? I mean, we're in for Hogan. We're in for The Undertaker. This storyline with Daniel Bryan that's going to start playing out. Things are going to start happening leading up to the road to WrestleMania. I'm pretty excited. What do you think? What do you think's going to be the big moment on Raw? Is there anything we're missing here?
Taker is what I'm looking forward to most. Taker and Lesnar. I hope it's not just a one-off thing like him and Triple H. I hope it actually is like Lesnar attacking Undertaker or vice versa. Or Lesnar going shithouse and like beating up a bunch of people and Undertaker coming out and making the save.
You know what would be funny? Is if, I was going to say something, but it wouldn't be cool. It actually would be stupid. But
what?
I was going to say if Undertaker came out to challenge people and nobody came out for like 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like 2 or 3 weeks, nobody came out. Like he'd just come out there and stand in the ring and nobody wanted a piece of it. Which wouldn't make any sense. So that's why, I mean, like anybody would jump at that to wrestle him to be in Mania. So that storyline doesn't make any sense. The other thing people want to know is what if it is Sting? What if Sting comes back? And I'm still going with Brock Lesnar. I'm not going to go with Sting. Although I will say if they were going to do it, I mean, really, this is the year to do it, isn't it? I mean, they're already so old at this point. Do you really want to see Sting and Undertaker this year? Not really.
No, not at all.
So why would you want to see him next year? You don't want to see him next year. So I think you got to go with Lesnar because of that reason. And maybe Vince McMahon will show up tomorrow. That's what a lot of other people have been talking about too. You know, Vince McMahon showing up. Why not?
He has to almost because of the network.
Right. Perfect for the network. By the way, do you know that the network kicks off at 9 a.m. tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pissed because I'm going to be working.
6 for me.
See, that sucks. I'm going to be working all day. So right when I go to work, I wanted to, mess around with it, but I was thinking they were launching it after Raw or right as Raw was ending or whatever the case. I didn't realize it was going to be whatever. So let's.
What's the first thing you're gonna check out on the network?
Owen Hart. No, the first thing I'm gonna check out is you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to those old anything Attitude Era pay-per-view. I'm gonna literally just pull up random Attitude Era pay-per-view stuff.
Yeah.
Bang 316.
Oh, we think that'll be on there? Every single Raw moment will be on there?
Yeah.
No, they said they don't really have anything except for best of 2013 and 2012, I'm pretty sure, as far as back catalogs go for Raw.
Right.
And SmackDown. But they might get added in the future.
Right. All right. Well, we're going to say goodbye to everybody on YouTube, guys. I want to thank you for being a part of the show, being here. Sting drops from the rafters. Super cocktail. But we're still going to be live on Ustream doing a wrap-up. You know, the show's ending, though. I want to thank you guys for being here. We're going to be live again tomorrow night after Monday Night Raw to talk about everything that happened, the network being launched, and everything that's going on here. So follow us on Twitter. And, of course, go to YouTube and subscribe. That helps out. So we'll be on YouTube, youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show. And you can email me, joecroninshow@yahoo.com. And thanks for being here, everybody on YouTube. Have a good night. And keep it wet, okay? Just remember to always keep it wet.